A CDC advisory committee will meet today to decide whether to continue the pause on Johnson & Johnson's single-dose coronavirus vaccine. Yesterday, you'll recall the agency and the FDA said they would take a closer look at any potential link between the vaccine and a rare blood clotting disorder. More than 7 million doses have already been administered in the United States. Blood clots were reported in 6 women between the ages of 18 and 48. One of those women died. Our Dr. Tara Narula joins us now with the details, and she'll answer some of our viewer questions as well about vaccine safety. Dr. Narula, good morning to you. I think right off the top, were you surprised by this decision by the FDA and the CDC?
Let me be clear in saying I think this was absolutely the right decision. And all of the officials yesterday really saying this is taken out of an abundance of caution with a hope that this pause will be days to a week. And the reality is we need to put perspective on this. Number one, this is extremely rare. It's a 1 in a million chance. Of course, those numbers might change, but still very rare. And number two, at a time in our country when we've talked about lack of transparency and lack of faith in our federal government, this is a signal that we are doing the right thing. We are putting the safety of Americans first and the health as a #1 priority. The pause is really giving time for 3 things. It's giving time for doctors to appropriately diagnose, report, and treat these conditions should they find them. Number 2, it's giving time for the CDC to evaluate if there are more cases that we haven't picked up on. And number 3, for the expert committee of the CDC to meet and decide what are the next steps going to be. And those really are, number 1, it gets taken off the market. 2, it gets kept on the market with some provisions, like maybe it's used only in older individuals or in certain categories. Or 3, they say this is really not that consequential and we leave it as is.
Yeah, you're right, of course. This is a sign of the process working, and I hope people take that message away. You worry that they won't, however, and so I'm concerned, and I wonder if you share that concern that this could slow down the rate of vaccination in this country and thereby slow down our return to normalcy.
Well, I certainly hope that's not the case. And we know that about 180 million doses of Pfizer and Moderna have been administered, and not one of these cases has been seen. So certainly Americans should feel reassured that at least with those vaccines that are readily available now, that there should not be any incidents. We haven't seen any of this particular rare condition. And hopefully we will get to the bottom of what's going on with Johnson & Johnson soon. But we really do need people to take the vaccines if they can, the ones that are available that we know are safe and effective.
Yeah, but people are even now more nervous, Tara. I know you get that too, but I've got a viewer question here. She asked, I got the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. What should I be looking for what should I be looking for if I have a blood clot? Good question.
Great question. So if the vaccine was administered over a month ago, the risk of this condition is extremely rare and probably not really an issue. If the person received the vaccine within the previous 3 weeks, we know that the median day of onset of this condition occurred about 9 days, then certainly they should be looking for things like headache, a headache that's severe and persistent, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, leg pain or swelling, or shortness of breath or chest pain.
Do you know why women are more affected?
And that should prompt them to call their doctor.
Do you know why women are more affected? And is there a certain ethnic group?
We don't know that, but certainly when you look at what's happened in Europe with the AstraZeneca, we also saw a predominance of women. We will need to evaluate these cases more to figure out, is there some underlying condition that predisposed these women that we don't know about? We know that there were cases in men in Europe with that AstraZeneca vaccine, so there may be more cases that come out here. In fact, Dr. Schuchat yesterday after the press conference mentioned that there was 1 man in the J&J trial that now retrospectively may have had a similar situation. So it may be genetics and hormones playing into it as well.
All right, Tara, thank you very much. Of course, we'll all stay on top of this, as I know you will too. Thanks a lot.